From Hollywood, time once again for Money TV. I'm Don Baillargeon. Thanks for joining us. Money TV is the program all about money and what makes it happen. Now, am I the only one who has become almost completely disillusioned by politics and the news coverage thereof? News media coverage of American politics has become less like the national news and more like the National Enquirer. Gone are the days when journalists and reporters delivered the news. Now we have news media stars trying to be the news. Gone are the days when public opinion polls measured what people were thinking. Now sophisticated poll methodology picks out and creates a predetermined outcome in an attempt to shape public opinion. It's come to the point that if an opinion poll has a news media organization tied to it, you can almost be assured that result is tainted. Opinionated commentary is now disguised as breaking news, and the news media websites seem to think that we really care what celebrities have to say about our political landscape. I don't know, maybe some people actually do. The big catchword in today's political coverage is outrage. The news media seemingly uses this word more than any other, especially in headlines. This congresswoman is outraged over what this senator said. That news anchor is outraged over what the president did not say. An organization is outraged because, well, let's face it, because they didn't get their way. Political outrage has become the adult version of a temper tantrum. And all this news skullduggery doesn't accomplish a damn thing. It's a complete waste of time that intentionally distracts what's really going on. And that, my friends, is something we should all agree to be outraged over. Now here's something you never have to be outraged over. It's our toll-free number, good from anywhere in the world you're watching the program, 888-259-4449 to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It's free, as is the toll-free call, 888-259-4449. Visit us at MoneyTV.net, and please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Well, our first guest this week's joining me in studio, Mr. Todd Denkin. Todd is the CEO of a company called Digipath Incorporated, DIGP is their stock symbol. Todd, always good to see you.
Always good.
We've had you on Skype a few times here in the last several weeks. Glad to have you back in studio.
Well, thanks. Good to be here.
Well, tell us again what the company does.
Absolutely. So we are a cannabis testing company that also has a branch of data analysis, because in the testing space, what we do is we collect a lot of data. Right. We test potency and we test all the safety features, like is cannabis safe from pesticides and heavy metals and microbials, all mandatory testing, right? And we also test the potency and the terpene profile, and we do a couple of other things. We give it a visual inspection, and during that inspection, we collect a lot of data, right? Okay. So over the past couple of years, through over 24,000 samples, we have developed a new company called Grow Sciences, where we take the data and we analyze the data, and then we're able to create certain formulations that we can now license out to other companies.
That's interesting. Now, you and your Chief Science Officer, Dr. Cindy Orser, you headed up to Hemp University, University of Oregon this weekend. What's going on up there?
Well, it's a really big event hosted by Bruce Perlowan of Hemp Inc. And basically what is happening is a get-together and an educational seminar from some of the greatest hemp mines here in the United States, up in Oregon, and even around the world. And it's really for the local farmers and the local entrepreneurs who are getting involved in the hemp industry to really touch, some of the experts in the field, ask the questions, and really learn not only about hemp farming, but also about the hemp business, right? And Cindy and I are going to go up and talk about how important testing is. As we were just saying, hemp has to be proven it's hemp. Right. And how you do that is by the THC level. So everything has to be below 0.3% THC. And once you've shown that your hemp is below that number, then you can now manipulate it and process it and sell it as hemp.
Well, of course, you'll be making a lot of contacts up there. It makes perfect sense for you folks to now expand into Oregon, I would assume.
Yeah, that's right. So we are going to expand into Oregon. We are creating a potency testing laboratory right on the Hemp Inc. property. They have a hemp processing center up there. So yeah, it's a perfect time to go up there to meet all of the individuals, to talk to all of the farmers. And quite honestly, Oregon is a very progressive, friendly, both cannabis and hemp state. And it's really nice to be able to go up there and really, like I said, touch the people, answer all the questions, and make sure they understand how important the business side of hemp is just as important, as the growing side.
Well, it sounds a little bit like Grow Sciences.
That's right.
You're going to give them the tagline, the science to succeed.
That's exactly right, and thanks for remembering that. But yeah, that's what our goal is, right? Education leads to really good legislation, right? So it's always good to educate folks as to what exactly is going on, what should be going on, the regulations that you need to be following, the things that you have to do just so you can succeed. So that's what we do at Grow Scientists, as we were talking about before. We give folks the science to succeed, and that's what we're going to do this weekend up in Oregon.
When you speak of legislation, let's face it, cannabis legislation has been running like a out-of-control train.
Yep.
Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. It's probably the most exciting thing I've seen since the birth of the internet.
Oh, you know what? It really is. And you know, very rarely in someone's life you get to witness the birth of something, right? We saw it with the internet, and now we're seeing it with, you know, they call it the green revolution. But you're right, it's very exciting. It is, I think there's 16 House bills that are going to vote on, you know, in this legislative session, if they could do anything. We'll see if they can do that. But a lot of federally legalized statutes are out there, and they're trying to be passed, which is great. And look, there's 38 states right now with cannabis-friendly laws. It's time to really legalize federally and really standardize and really do the right thing.
So you're intimating that Congress is actually going to get something done?
Well, this is here's the thing about these particular bills is that they're very newsworthy, right? And it causes a distraction from what's really going on.
Exactly right.
So all they have to do is distract us a little bit, pass some really friendly marijuana and hemp laws, and everybody be happy.
Got a little bit less than a minute left, but I do want to touch on what you're doing in Colombia as well.
Sure. Oh, yeah. So Colombia is predicted to be one of the biggest players in the cannabis space. They've passed a bunch of laws, they've signed treaties with the FARC and with the indigenous people, and they are subsidizing cannabis production. They're predicted to export about 40 tons of THC products a year, right? And they have a perfect growing environment. They're right on the equator, and we have the opportunity to open up a lab down there. We're actually just narrowing down on our location in Bogota, and we should be open down there certainly sometime this year.
Once again, Digipath Incorporated, DIGP is their ticker symbol. Check this company out. Todd, always a pleasure. Everything is so exciting with your company.
I tell you what, it certainly is. Thanks, Don. Always great to be here.
And joining us now direct from Phoenix, Arizona is Mr. Greg Lambrick. Greg, of course, is the CEO of Single Point Incorporated, SING. Greg, welcome to the program. Always great to have you on.
Pleasure to be on, Don.
Well, Greg, it's been really amazing watching the burgeoning growth of the cannabis and CBD industries. It's really opened up a lot of opportunities for Single Point, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, because you know, as I've said before on this show, and you know, the board of Single Point and the management, we've cautiously, purposely have not got involved in any acquisitions with any growers or any dispensaries. So in other words, we have not touched the plant. We still do not touch the plant. So with the passage of the CBD federally, that really got us moving, got us excited, because now we are looking at different companies to acquire or get into the CBD business in a big way. So it's really opened up the doors for us legally to go full steam ahead.
You know, it's kind of interesting. You and I were co-pioneers a couple of years ago when we filmed the first ever television program on location from a Los Angeles dispensary. And much what we predicted back then has come to fruition.
Yeah, there's no question. You know, the whole industry has really started to evolve, and it's amazing where it's going. I personally think that CBD is moving faster and is going to be bigger than cannabis itself. And you know, one of the reasons I think that is not everybody, you know, is interested in a psychedelic high, right? With the CBD, it's really curing a lot of ailments, whether it's, you know, sleeping disorders or pain or whatever. So that's really what we're going to focus on. We're focusing on kind of being the wholesale broker, distributors, the middleman in that market. We're also focusing on acquiring possibly a CBD manufacturer. So really, CBD is the perfect spot for Single Point.
Well, you know, you're absolutely right, and I think the majority of the general public is beginning to discern the difference between CBD and THC, CBD having the medical aspect to it for a variety of ailments, and THC having a psychoactive element that many have a problem with.
funny word to use is there's not enough research, but there's not enough research by Single Point yet to really get you know, into deep conversations. But one of the things that we're looking into and we want to do is we actually want to do a pretty intense study, whether that's done through a university or through a private business, on exactly what CBD products work best for what ailment. Nobody's really done that, and we're talking about possibly putting in some big dollars and actually having a patent on that. And that way, you know, we can actively predict what CBD products you need to take for what you're having a problem with. And of course, you know, selfishly, we would drive them to our website or to the stores that are carrying our products. So we're pretty excited about that, and it's in its early stages, but could turn out to be a real game changer for Single Point.
Well, Greg, that would be amazing, but then you'd have to wear a white lab coat and be referred to as Dr. Greg.
That's okay. I would be happy to wear the white lab coat and be Dr. Greg.
Once again, Single Point Incorporated, SING. Greg, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Don, and go sing.
Joining us now are two executives with Origin Clear, stock symbol OCLN, via Skype. Well, this is Tom Marchicello. He's the Vice President of Modular Water Systems. Tom, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And with me, of course, the Dean of Water, Mr. Rick Zuckerberg, the CEO of the company. Always a pleasure.
You were going to call me the Sultan of Water.
Well, the Sultan of Water, the Dean of Water, the Sultan of H2O. We have so many titles for you.
Thank you.
But you have a special document for us this week.
Indeed, I do. And you know that today is World Water Day.
That's right.
And in fact, the EPA just came out today saying that 1 to 3 million deaths a year worldwide are attributed to dirty water.
I didn't know that.
It's horrendous. And so while there's all kinds of political jousting about it,
Right.
one thing we know is we got to clean the water. And centralized facilities will not do it fast enough.
Right.
It's going to take decades, and who's got the money? So I have a Declaration of Water Independence, which essentially says that we are promoting the self-sufficiency in water treatment that is embodied by our own technology and by this fabulous thing called modular water systems, which Tom is going to talk about.
Well, Tom, Modular Water Systems is spoken of so highly on this program. Tell us about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, thank you very much. Modular Water Systems is really an incredibly innovative company that's kind of taken the traditional water industry for everything from wastewater to clean water and kind of modularized it, made it kind of the Model T Ford of cars for water industry, right? So what you want to do is basically speed up all that engineering process and build all the stuff at the factory, then deliver finished product at a job site and install it ready to go. And what that does, it cuts down on a lot of expense for the people building facilities and gives them really well engineered products that are ready to go.
Well, basically, when you get on location, you're plug and play and ready to go, correct?
That's the idea. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of engineering that goes into it ahead of time, and then we customize things at the factory. But by the time it shows up, it's like Lego blocks. You stick them together, connect the hoses and tubes, and turn them on.
And it's scalable virtually for any size project that's needed?
Ideally, yeah. There's certainly the sweet spot where we think it's really good for like corporate and industrial, kind of level projects. And then basically you can add more units to make them larger to handle more capacity.
Well, Riggs, as always, you've got some pretty good people surrounding your company.
Well, yes, and Tom, in fact, last week I told you about this big lead that we got from this
Right.
hotel chain. Well, Tom's the guy who brought that one in, and he's also literally, I think yesterday, Tom, you put out your first $200,000 bid, so I guess you got some deal flow.
Yeah, actually there's a lot of deal flow, and it's more just about processing properly and getting back to the engineering groups. We're in a good position of working business to business, so we're working with professional, engineering firms as well as professional groups like hotels and construction firms. And so they've got really sizable budgets and they have a lot of projects in the pipeline. They're really just looking for a better, faster, cheaper way to handle this particular issue around water.
Well, faster is really the issue because the water industry as a whole has moved at a snail's pace, correct?
It's been difficult. There's been a traditional way of doing business wrapped around municipal bond funding. And so what's happened as all the laws have got more stringent around ecological solutions, they've pushed some of that work back downstream to the companies doing the build out. And they say, well, why don't you handle the water systems as opposed to waiting for us to, connect you to the main pipe for the city. So it's just an issue of an evolution of how things have changed.
Tom's very diplomatic when he says it's been difficult.
Well, he's right that structurally, municipal bonds, the whole financing of central systems, it's not the water industry's fault. That's been the model.
Right.
But now it's being pushed out to the edge, and it's an opportunity for us, just like when mainframes turned into PCs, and we have a multi-trillion-dollar industry as a result. That's where we're at.
Once again, Origin Clear, OCLN, Tom Marchicello, Riggs Eichelberry. Guys, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a great day.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Have you heard the news? There's only one flat-fee news distribution network on the market. It's called AccessWire, and it's exclusively from Issuer Direct. Any day, anytime, the AccessWire News Network can deliver your press release to more than 1,500 media outlets in 98 countries. AccessWire also delivers real-time engagement analytics. You will learn who read and shared your press release and more. Best news of all, getting started is easy. Visit accesswire.com and extend your company's news reach today.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington. On Shark Tank, we always look for the next big thing. Today, it's digital currencies like Bitcoin. But everyone wants to know, is it real and how do I get started? Yes, it's real, and the best way to start is setting up your free digital wallet with singlepoint.com. They make it easy to buy, use, and store digital currencies without banks or debit and credit cards. Use promo code SING for your free wallet and informative newsletter. That's singlepoint.com.
Does this sound familiar? Turned down for a mortgage? Credit card interest over 20%? Didn't get the job you wanted? The problem is your credit score. Unsure what your credit score is? Call the Advocacy Network. 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl. He can help you regain your financial independence. Change your life today. 321-947-3220. Talk to Carl.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us and joining the phone now by Mark Bradley. Mark is the CEO of Players Network. Their stock symbol is PNTV. But Mark, that's going to be changing soon, correct?
Correct. Our focus has gone from gaming entertainment to the cannabis industry, both marijuana and media. We have our Weed TV network, and we have Greenleaf Farms in North Las Vegas. We're going to be changing names to Greenleaf Farms International in about 3 to 4 weeks. Our new stock symbol is going to be GLFI, standing for Greenleaf Farm International, and we're really excited because we're now expanding down to South America as our next big move.
Well, it's precisely right, because you announced previously in this program a deal in Argentina. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's the first of its kind. Government actually partnering with a private company. I mean, not as in public, but private, it's a non-governmental company. And we're helping take our experience from both in California and Nevada and helping grow the cannabis industry there. And our approach is very different. We're going to be just producing large amounts of what's called biomass, just large amounts of leaves and flowers. We're going to be putting them through extraction machines and making oils out of it, which they refer to as distillate, and then isolate as a powder. And these raw materials now, there's a multi-billion-dollar market, starting for these materials, and most people have heard of CBD by now, and THC. Well, there's also 113 other components that will be providing major companies around the world, and that's kind of our business model.
Well, Mark, how would you compare the domestic cannabis market to the international cannabis market?
Well, look, it's very competitive in the U.S. I mean, in Nevada, we pay 54% gross taxes. So I don't care how good of a company is. At the end of the day, very few companies are going to put much profit on the bottom line. And I would say that to all the Canadian stocks as well as the U.S. There might just be a couple standout ones in that crowd. But essentially, we are partners with the government. We have the land granted to us. We have plenty of water. We have great growing conditions. We can grow 3 to 4 crops a year in the U.S. with the new farm bill that passed. Farmers might have 1 or 2 crops a year. So, We have lower cost labor. We have an incredible tax structure set up with the government. So we really will have the ability to compete with anybody in the world with a project this size. So I'm really excited about it. I think that if any of your investors go look at our website, there's a video there that explains about the entire project. And, for every 1,000 acres, we believe we're going to generate about $450 million a year conservatively, and we have 33,000 acres to go. So very excited about the opportunity.
Players Network, PNTV, company soon to be Greenleaf Farms International. Mark, congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate you having me.
In addition to its crystal clear waters, enchanting coral reef, and exotic wildlife, Belize, which continues to be a thriving tourist destination, is also home to TKO Farms, a lush oasis of hardwood, tropical, and citrus trees. In this video, we explore the tremendous investment opportunities of this prosperous and flourishing farmland. Specifically, TKO Farms is home to teak and mahogany trees, ideal for furniture, flooring, and boats. Citrus and coconut trees, which of course are a source of food consumption, along with health and beauty products. And the elusive soursop tree, which bears an exotic and highly profitable fruit rich in nutrients, vitamins, and cancer-fighting properties. Belize is a country blooming with culture, beauty, and opportunity. In fact, in a recent Forbes article, Belize was ranked as the #2 country in the world among international areas for investment opportunities. Also, in recent years, over 1.3 million tourists visit Belize annually. The farm is just 50 miles outside of Belize City and a 15-minute drive from the capital city. It boasts the most beautiful valley views along with enchanting sunrise and sunset mountain views. Originally, the farm consisted of 160 acres, and in the mid-2000s, it expanded to over 500 acres. And with the newest addition of 400 acres, the farm currently spans over 900 acres. The farm consists of 3 separate sections of land. The main farm, where all the equipment and workers are housed, is approximately 400 acres with a second 112 acres just down the road 4,000 to 5,000 feet. The other 400 acres sits on the river just 1,000 feet away. Here at TKO Farms, we have added prestigious cottages that are allocated to investors. These cottages are used by our investment partners 1 week out of the year. This allows you to enjoy a vacation destination at no cost and enjoy local destination points. Or you can enjoy the benefits of our partnership with the award-winning San Ignacio Hotel. This beautiful property provides our guests with 4-star accommodations and is located in the charming neighboring city of San Ignacio. Now we're taking a tour of the farm's housing, support, and amenities. On the farm, we have site farmers, farming equipment, transportation, and housing for employees. Also, should any maintenance issues arise, the neighboring industrial town of Buena Vista includes all the necessary resources. Currently, the farm has over 113,000 trees, and by 2020, we will have over 220,000 trees. TKO Farms' long-term annuity are the teak trees. With trees that are 8 to 12 years old, harvest for the purpose of thinning will begin in 24 months, providing cash flow. Teak has a market value of $25 per board foot, which averages anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per tree. Observe as a gentleman on the farm demonstrates the width of the tree to give a real perspective on how the trees are growing. The teak reaches harvesting value when the hardwood grows to occupy the entire diameter of the tree, approximately 20 to 25 years after planting. The mahogany and other hardwood take an additional 5 to 10 years. The coconut trees are a major asset to the farm due to the demand of coconut water, oil, meat, and other uses. Some trees are producing now, with most producing over the next 18 months. Soursop is the farm's most exciting product within the last 24 months. This is a fruit destined to yield tremendous returns for the farm, as there is great demand for soursop fruit with prices at $10 a pound in stores. One soursop tree can produce 20 to 100 fruit per year, 9 months of the year. And you can also get more soursop trees on an acre than almost any other tree producing this kind of return. Currently, we have 25,000 soursop trees, with 3,000 starting to produce a return now. Imagine the possibilities as we will have the world's largest soursop farm with plans to have over 60,000 trees growing by 2020. Our soursop trees are optimally harvested and their fruit meticulously cared for by our large farming staff, therefore producing larger fruit which averages 4 to 7 pounds each. This rare and healthy tropical fruit is typically consumed fresh, dry, and as a refreshing juice, raw or pasteurized, along with many other uses. Additionally, its highly nutritious leaves can be used for tea as a powerful antioxidant elixir.
Here at the University of California, Irvine, we're very fortunate and excited to pursue a project that investigates the capability of soursop to inhibit the growth of cancer. The way we're going to approach this is we're going to take extracts from soursop and apply them to either cells or animal models and determine conclusively whether this extract supplemented into the animals can prevent the formation of tumors or impair the formation of tumors already there. We believe with our expertise we can come across the scientific evidence and determine whether it has the beneficial effects the world has been waiting for.
TKO Farms, Inc., consisting of acres upon acres of lush landscapes with drivable roads, leading you to 9 tree plantations rich with cash crops and long-term annuities that will yield consistent and lucrative returns for years on end. As you can see, TKO Farms is located in the most pristine tropical location, and the air is crystal clear. Come to Belize, come to paradise, and come to TKO Farms. For investment information and opportunities, please contact TKO Farms at tkofarms.com or info@tkofarms.com.
We're going to talk about self-driving cars on this week's Money Wrap radio program. To find a radio station near you or to listen online, go to moneywrap.com. Call us right now, toll-free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449 to get free information about our featured guests. When you do call, be sure and ask to be added to the subscription list of our Money TV newsletter. It is free, as is the call, 888-259-4449. Visit us at moneytv.net, and please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's our show this week. We'll be back next week. Thanks so much for joining us.